So I came across this post, another absolutely amazing post by Nick Delehanty. Just give you a quick background here on Nick. Irish politics, lawyer, business owner, make crime illegal, right? It was a post that he did on the iPass centres that really just blew my mind how bad things really are, One post he did before, but so I get him a following anyway. So he says here, right, a Ga legend, three All-Stars, given his debut by Banty. Now, Banty is this guy here, who's made 100 million off those iPass centres. 100 million he's made, right? He's talking about this Conor McManus is a Monaghan Ga royalty, right? Conor McManus is Monaghan Ga royalty, one of the best forwards to ever play the game. Made his debut under Banty in 27 and played under him again in 2019 to 2022. But it turns out he isn't just a key man on the pitch, okay? So he's made this thread. So let's go into this thread. So he says, last month at The Currency, let's have a look at that there. The Currency is an online publisher offering insight, dynamic and brave stories, commentary and investigations. We have our members on an edge in business. Published a bombshell report detailing how Dublin homeless region executive is paying hundreds of millions to private landlords for emergency accommodation. Banty tops the list with 50 million, along with other major players in the iPass system. Now, he says the 50 million, but there was another report that mentioned 100 million, right? So I'll click this here. So the McEnany family's All-Ireland Emergency Accommodation Medal. Since the end of his successful stint as Monaghan Ga manager in 2010, Seamus Banty McEnany has become the figurehead of the landlord industry, targeting government contracts to house asylum seekers or Ukrainian refugees. The DRHE, which I said there before, figures obtained by The Currency show that McEnany and his family are also the largest recipients of payments for the accommodation of Irish resident homeless people in the capital. A dozen companies owned by and controlled by McEnany and his relatives received 47.9 million to provide this service between 2022 and 2023. This represents 18% of the DRHE payments to private landlords during those 2 years. In 2023, the combined revenue of the homeless and international protection accommodation at the family's companies exceeded 100 million for the first time. No other participant in this market comes near. The complex network of family relatives and corporate entities handling the business, along with its profitability, will be detailed in a separate article tomorrow, right? Well, he goes on. It's a big thread, this one, right? So here we have Vin. Then he says, but on a closer inspection, there is one company that sticks out. Amber Bay Limited, owned by Vincent McManus. So I take it's a relative of this guy, right? Vincent McManus. It was paid 7 million in 2022 and 2023 and had profits of close to 1 million in 2023 alone. Not bad. Amberley Limited, a company based in Carrickmacross. A company based in Carrickmacross, County Monaghan, received 2.9 million from the DRHE in 2022, increasing to 4.8 million in 2023. The company is wholly owned by Vincent McManus of Leesaguiney, Castleshane, County Monaghan. McManus has no other reported businesses associates. Amberley does not report owning any property. It had 26 employees in 2023. The company made a profit of 600,000 in 2022, which grew to 900,000 the following year. It was sitting on 1.5 million in corresponding accumulated profits held in cash at the end of 2023. Amberley paid its sole director, McManus, 96,000 for each of those 2 years and did not report distributing any dividends. Huh? The sole director and 100% shareholder is Vincent McManus. And he goes on to list his date of birth and his address there and stuff, right? This is interesting because Conor McManus is a director of at least 4 property companies. And this is date of birth and stuff there as well. There's a signature sign off. But a quick look at the signatures, you can see that some things aren't quite adding up. Signatures from Vincent McManus and Conor McManus. The registered address and secretary of Amberley Limited is Ken Farmer, who is deeply connected to several of Banty's companies and other high-profile gas stars. Farmer himself makes 10 million plus from iPad centres. His company CGM has only 2 staff, but made over 5 million profit last year. Tell you, there's some blatant good workers there, aren't he? 2 people in his company and he made 5 million profit. Wow. But here you go. Look at this. It's worth noting that McManus is the local estate agent in Carrickmacross. This is the other fella. This is Connor, right? The GA player. He took over business from Robbie Gallagher in 2019. Gallagher is a former senator, councillor and Fianna Fáil spokesperson for Home Affairs and Migration. He remains heavily involved in the business as a consultant. So there you go. There's the ex-GA star who made his debut under Banty. Now he's involved in property development and leasing houses. It's crazy, isn't it? It's the way they all look. It's a close-knit members who I can't imagine what the conversation would have been like with Banty and Conor McManus when he first started GA. Like, do you think it was all outlined that he was going to be like, look, you can stay on board. You stay on board with me and I'll make you a wealthy person, this type of way. All you have to do is sell out Ireland. Sell out as much of Ireland as you can to all these iPad centres. Because that's how they're making most of that money, Opinion. So he leaves his only little opinion. I think everyone should draw their own conclusions from this set of facts. So there you go. You have a connection here from a GA player who made his debut under Banty, who made 100 million. Now this guy, McManus, Conor McManus, is an estate agent and is making close to 5 million profit every year. Crazy.